Morning folks, Massey Dave, hope you're all well. Thank you for your comments and likes. New subscribers, been a few of you, thank you kindly. And anybody else who's been watching what's going on. Anyway, Sunday morning, changed plan this morning, come here instead. Got this lot covered up. We did all under there yesterday, put that back together. We've hung the last of the bits I had painted there, covered those up, and hung up a dose of more stuff. We got a panel from inside the cab, gearbox, mounting plate, floor plates, and a handle. So we're going to get a bit of primer mixed up and, well, warm them up, a bit of primer on them. And then we've got some parcels to get taped up and measured up, ready to send off to a customer in Germany, I think, somewhere around there. Anyway, let's get going. Primer it up, all those bits. Hopefully that'll dry off because I did cook it up with the old gas thingy, warmed them up, so that hopefully it'll dry off in not too long. We might get red on there. Anyway, we've got these boxes here we've got sorted out for customers, so we'll measure them up and weigh them and get ready to sort them out. A little while later, all painted. Again, we've got not a bad finish on that. And then, yeah, those other bits are done. So it's just floor plates, so yeah, they'd be ready out the way. They can just be put out the way until we've done that. Which ain't going to be too far away, I don't think, but we've still got this lot to go through. I'll just fish this part out. And I'm looking at it thinking, might have to make a new one of these. We've got far too many holes in it. As soon as we reinstated the back of that, how it should be, that's now wrong. Because these four here are now going to be back where they belong down here. So we're just going to have to come up with a plan, perhaps just have two up here and the trailer brake valve like that. We'll have a think on that. Well, here we are folks, it's Monday morning, back to it. Can you spot the difference? I'm looking a bit tidier. That haircut. Anyway, we're going to get this lot unhung, put out the way, and so we can find to do. Truck coming in today, customer coming in today, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, hope you like the little video I put on my Facebook page, because that was from September last year of the trip over to Ireland for the Farmerville charity event, and the working day prior to that with the mass gathering of 1200 to 1250. So I'll drop that little bit section of video in now. Hope you enjoyed that little clip from last year. I'd say it's had quite a few views from on the Facebook page, and thank you for that. Anyway, what was the matter the other day about this bit? Too many holes in it. There ain't gonna be no point trying to plug weld all these up. So I've got another bit of 3mm here. We'll get it marked out for the shape, all the fixing holes, get the holes drilled in, and get some studs welded on. At least we can test fit it and then work out where we're going to want two holes. It's probably going to be those two for the other hydraulic line, since it's got 3 spool valves. So let's get a load of stuff marked out of this and chopped up. When a plan comes together, I did have to redo a couple of these because they weren't quite right, but it's there. We can now just get our line here for the foldy bit to fold that down. And yeah, obviously I marked it backwards, so those are going to be that side, but that's not a problem. But I'm glad that bit fits. That's on. We've got this one sat in place now. Been able to mark out where they got to go, and obviously for the hinge, which has a new one, so I've been able to get in the back with my old pen in there to mark up where the holes are going to be. So if I flip that over, we should have boom, 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 3 holes ready, so we can get those drilled and then get some holes and bolts up in there. There's nothing more satisfying than when you make a part, those line up, those line up, that lines up. We've got the studs welded on there, that's on. And we've got the holes drilled in the back there for the hinge to bolt onto. That's taken a bit of time, but looking all right. Right, moving on to another bit, start cleaning up. This is the 3-spool valve block that was fitted. Let's say, listed in the brochure as an optional extra, but the first one I've seen, so I'm just going through scraping all the joints out. We'll give it a good dose of brake cleaner, get all the crap out of it, try and clean it as best as we can. Ready to get some paint on it and make it look a bit prettier. And then put all the unions back in and yeah, fit it back in its home. So I'll spend a little bit of time scraping everything out, as you can see, just trying to get it back clean. Starting to look a bit more like it, coming up quite nice and clean. So I'll get the wire wheel on it, just give it see if there's any flaky paint's going to come off. But yeah, be another bit ready to paint. Look here, truck has turned up. An Iveco Joy. Thankfully, we have no warning lights on, which is a bonus, because we don't want warning lights, any ABS or anything like that, any engine malfunction lights. So at the moment, that's a good start. Those couple of bits sorted and primed up now, ready for yeah, leave them to dry. Let's go and do something else. So much for this one being clean. It was filthy. The state of me already. Dirty Iveco. Very dirty truck washed off. We've done the lights and the basics to let it dry off, and we've been busy. We've got these bits painted, which is not bad. Probably a bit cloudy. Folks, it's Tuesday morning. Hope you're all well. Anyway, we're down here early again. Don't seem to get much sleep these days. Got these bits unhung. Just thought park them there out the way. At least I can cover them up easy. So, gotta admit that's looking all right, isn't it? Not bad since I made that yesterday morning. So see what we can do. We've got that truck to go look round and tap round and make sure there's nothing seriously untoward. So I think we're going to pick it back up in the air now. It should be dried off after washing all the mud off yesterday. Well, after a dose of tapping around, I think we're going to have to replace that pipe there because that's not looking the best. That's airline supply for the handbrake. Again, the ferrule on that hose there, looking a bit crappy. Yeah, this one over here. Yeah, the ferrule's not looking very good. So we need a new brake pipe on that one. What was the other thing? Oh, see that there? Bump stop. So over here, no bump stop. So a new one of those required. Other than that, apart from being a scabby old Iveco, it looks scabby. Yeah, the brake pipes on there okay. Yeah, all the fittings on the bottom of the reservoir okay. Not looking the best, but no leaks. We've got fluid in that. No play in the prop shaft. And again, going up the front, did those 18 months ago, I think. Squirt of grease recording the kingpins. U-bolts all okay. No play in the ball joints, what you can see. So front end okay as far as Ivecos go. Back end, yeah, problems to deal with. Or at the front end here, at least we can get to the dipstick, which is up in here. Let's hope we don't need any oil because we've got to tip the cab for that. What have we got on here? Oh yeah, that's all right. Thank goodness for that, because to tip the cab on this is not a 5-minute job. Time you get inside, undo all the bolts, then get it tipped up to put oil in because it's on top of the engine. Whereas a lot of the other trucks, you've got to fill a point here, but this doesn't. Well, I say we found a couple of bits on that truck out there, so as soon as I can get all the parts, we'll do. So we're in here with the spool block, trying to reassemble some of the fittings that go in here. And yeah, a couple of threads, because they've been replated, they're all a little bit tight, so hopefully those two are about right. Oh, there we go, moving the camera. So we've got the rest of them, got the inlets and the outlet ports, and then two other ones to go in, keep moving it in there, and there. So I have to check which way around they go. I think the bigger ones are on the bottom. And those are on the top because we've got a big sweat bend. Big sweat bend that comes off of that. So that will clear that one. If you get the gist. That'll be a bit of bling, bit of shiny stuff against the red. I'll go and find the bolt for it because it was only held in on a pin and one bolt. But at least another bit can go in out the way. Look at that. Another bit back where it lives. Tidy. Might have to alter the angle of these two. Not 100% sure yet until we get things in place. They might have to. Although saying that, one of these didn't come apart, so it was just unscrewed from that union. Whereas the bottom one, yeah, it did come apart. So I'm guessing that's going to be about the angle they were originally. So we'll find out later when we get to that. Moving on, back window. Obviously the hinge had it, or replacing it with some stainless steel hinge, which is the offset variety. So we've got the remains of the old one here. So we're going to mark out where we've got to get the holes, which are slightly oval shape, to allow for, we've got to move the window a little bit left to right, not a lot. So we can mark those out and get them put in there. And then we need to make a little thin packing strip to suit. So let's get the old marker pen out and mark them up and get those drilled. Then we can get that glued onto that and test fit it on the back of that. Well, we got that one in and that one in. Just need a little bit of fettling on those three. But so you've got a bit of movement each way. Might just elongate those a little bit more, just so we've got a little bit of tolerance. Bit of fettling. We now have a bit of lefty-righty movement, and all the bolts are in their holes. So we'll get the window frame and drop in and just get some lines of where we've got to weld this bit on. And then so we'll make the cover, the packing strip behind it. We've got it all marked up, we've got it clamped into place. And looking at the original weld marks, which is one there, it's not that far out. Let's say we sat it in, we put a spacer in that end of it, so we've got clearance that way, mark some lines. So we'll glue this one in now with a bit of weld, make the strip, then test fit it. Right, that's the windows sorted, all hung up, ready to get some prime rod. We'll get and cover a few bits up, slot back up, get some primer on those, then start pulling up some bits apart of that truck, because I've managed to order the parts this morning, so they'll be here tomorrow. So if I can get one of the pipes undone and off, could be a bit of a mission. Another's hopefully freed up, ready to come apart. The hydraulic line is going to be a bit of a, yeah, I've been there and done it before. I'm not looking forward to that. Bit of primer put on. Let's go and tackle this pipe work out here. Suspected that's going to be a bugger to get apart, so I disassembled everything and got the whole valve off, so at least I can get it in the vise and have a go. Cut the pipe off. As to the other end of it, I'm going to do the same thing, because that's looking a bit, yeah, not very good. So since we've got plastic airline fitting here, I can cut that and put a joiner in that one. That's not a problem, but at least we can get this in the vise and make an effort to get this lot apart. But typical Iveco, rust, 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 and more rust. As a result, that bit's come undone. So at least we can, yeah, get that out. I think I have ordered a new one of these fittings as well, just in case I can't get that off, but I'll try and get it off anyway. Beat a spanner on there, we have got it to move. I mean, there'd be no hope in hell's chance of doing that in situ on the truck for certain. So, try a larger spanner, might slip off. I'll keep wiggling this, hopefully it'll come loose completely. The other end, I'm glad yeah, look at the state of this. Yeah, that's not good. Right, I'm going to hack this bit off here with a grinder and make it a bit smaller to try and deal with. I've successfully extracted that bit. Now we've got to deal with this one. I have just had the spanner on there and a bit of, God, it's moving. Let's put a bit of squirty on there just to ease it along. That's a relief. Again, it wouldn't have been a hoping I was chance of getting this done in situ. So it's always a case of just how much more can we take off to make it easier. Yeah, a bit of extra work one way, but it saves a lot of time and struggling another. Because trying to grip this in the truck with the state of that bracket, I had to cut the bolt off the outside, but at least we can break it down and clean it up to reassemble. Now we've separated those bits. Look at this one here, see if this is going to come undone. So let's put the spanner on. Oh, brilliant, that undoes. That is a relief on that. When we get the parts, we'll reassemble this lot up here, and we've got this bump stop here to get off because it's missing a bit, so we'll try and undo those somehow, and then we can get the wheels off to deal with the fittings up inside there. So yeah, it's heading the right way-ish so far. Let's get some red paint on these bits. So gloved up, masked up. Let's get painting this up right. That's had one good coat of paint. We'll go and do a bit more on that truck out there, so we can get the old bump stop off. And yeah, a lot of rust later. 3 cutting discs, 1 shattered. We finally got the last one out. I got you off. And now I couldn't put a spanner the other side because they're countersunk head bolts. But at least we got that off. Right, after battling to get the flipping wheels off of it, axle stand, trolley jack, safety first, we got into where we need to be because we got that pipe to replace. And looking at that, ain't gonna come undone. And a while ago we did the other side of that, so I'm thinking the easiest thing to do is just cut it out, try and extract that with some heat and what have you, and just cut that lot off because we got all new bits coming. It's going to be a lot quicker to do that than it is to even think about trying to undo it. So pipe's clamped off. Let's put it up. Well, let's go and put another coat of paint on first before we go any further with it. Seeing as that union there, it's supposed to be 10mm size head. No, he's rusted away, so I've got a 9mm beaten on there. I'm going to see if this is going to go undone. Go! Oh! We have movement a little bit. Right, let's do it back up. What? Oh, it moves. Hurrah! This is going to take a little bit of persuasion, but a bit of backwards and forwards. We will get it out. I'll come back in a bit. 10 minutes of wiggling. It's coming out. I'll tell you what, this one has been a lot less grief than when I did the other side, 18 months ago. But that is, you know what that means to get that out. Success. Great. Well, I feel exhausted from today. That's been a dose of work, stuff done. I'm gonna call it a day. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give us the old thumbs up, like and subscribe. Drop us a comment, I'll get back to you. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time, catch you later.